Hello everyone, my name's Kira and I have a small crochet business called Crochet by Kira. I've been crocheting for the last 5 years and during that time I've accumulated a ton of yarn. So for 2025 I've decided that I'm going to try and use up some of that yarn and film weekly what I make. My goal is to use up more than half my stash or even all of it before buying more yarn. Because I do run a business, there are going to be a few exceptions, like if I get a custom order using a specific color that I don't have, I'm allowed to buy it, but overall I don't want to purchase any yarn this year. Here's a quick little look at my yarn stash as it is right now. I have quite a bit of yarn and a huge pile in the corner of my room that I would really like to get rid of. To start, I'm going to start with this yarn. It's Lion Brand Wool Ease in the color Charcoal, and I'm going to make a chunky beanie. I have a few laying around that aren't sewn up yet, but I just love how they come out. They're super chunky, super thick, and they seem to do well when I sell them, so I'm going to get started on that. Okay, so I've now finished working on the panel, yay, and I'm going to sew it up now, and we'll be done with our first beanie. I'm probably going to want to do at least a couple more, but we'll see. I have some plans for later today and don't want to bite off more than I can chew with projects since I already have so many whips laying around. And there we go. We have completed the first beanie. I just fold the brim up, but I really like how this pattern works up and it's really cute. It'll mess up my bangs here, but it's nice and chunky, and then the yarn has some wool in it, so it's nice and warm as well. So I think I have some more skeins of this laying around and I'll get started on another one. For this next beanie I'm going to be trying a new colorway. This is the same yarn, but it is in the shade Hudson Bay, and it's this really pretty variegated yarn. It's got a bunch of reds, yellows, blues, and I haven't worked one up with this color before, so let's get started. I've just realized this entire time I've been filming vertically instead of horizontally, which is not ideal for a YouTube format. So from now on, I'll be filming horizontally. My apologies for that. So I just finished my second beanie of the day in this Hudson Bay color. I absolutely think it's gorgeous and love the way that the colors came out and just the striping and then just the little peekaboos of color everywhere. But I also wanted to show you what I mean when I say that this project uses up almost an entire skein of yarn. This here is exactly how much yarn I have left from this project. So, second beanie down. I'm gonna finish up some beanies that I made yesterday. I crocheted them, but I didn't sew them together, and then I'll update you. So I just finished up all the beanies that I started yesterday. There's this one, I forget the color name, but it's this dark blue with little hints of more vibrant blues and grays. And then I have this one, again, I forget the color name, but it's really pretty. It has like these pinks and grays in it. I think I forgot to say, but when I make these beanies, I like to use a 10mm hook, and that's part of the reason why it works up so fast. And then this is the last one that I started yesterday, and I think that it's nice and neutral, but also like it has some pops of pinks and darker greens in here. And so yeah, these are the 3 beanies that I worked on, and yeah, I think I'm going to try and start another beanie. I don't know how far I'll get into it. I'm getting kind of hungry, and so I'll probably make some food, but I'll update you in the next clip. So I just finished up my last beanie for right now, at least. I might make some more later, but here's all of them from today so far. That's 6 beanies that I've worked on and finished, and so 6 skeins of yarn that we've used up, which is great. I do have some scraps here from what didn't get used, And what I like to do with these is make a whole scrappy beanie, so we'll get to that later, but right now I have some plans and we're gonna get going. I'm gonna be headed off right now, but I'm going to bring this skein of Juicy Couture in the color Soft Glow to work on some scrunchies. Okay, I'm back now, and I ended up making 4 of these scrunchies while I was out there with this Juicy Couture sparkle velvet yarn, and they worked up so nicely. I didn't weave in my ends yet, but it completed an entire skein. So for today, we've completed these 4 scrunchies and 6 beanies all right here. In total, we finished off 1 skein of yarn, and I'll be working with the scraps tomorrow to finish it up. So all in all, today we made 6 beanies and 4 scrunchies, and we finished up 1 skein of yarn. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow to see what I make. Good morning, everyone. It is now January 2nd. It is 7 a.m. right now, so we're gonna get a nice early start to crocheting. I have the skein of Lion Brand Wool-Ease right here. I forget the colorway, but we're gonna get working on a beanie. Okay guys, I'm back now and I finished this beanie. I want to say the color's in Hudson Bay, but I can't quite remember. But that makes the first beanie of the day and the 7th beanie of the week. I don't think I have any more yarns, full skeins, to make another full 1 color beanie, but I do have a bunch of scraps from these beanies, so I'm gonna make a scrap beanie. Here's all the scraps from the beanies that we just made. I'm going to tie them all together and start working on a scrap beanie. Just checking in, we just finished the first skein of yarn. I am now going to add on some more. The second scrap didn't get us very far, so 2 skeins down, still adding more. Now we finish this 3rd scrap. Now we finish the 4th. Here's the 5th. Now unfortunately, 1 beanie wasn't enough to finish these 2 scraps of yarn I have left, but I finished the first scrappy beanie. I love how it came out, and I love scrap beanies because not only am I finishing up yarn, but each hat that I make with scraps comes out completely different. So now I'm going to take these 2. I think I have an in-progress scrap beanie laying around somewhere, so I'm going to add these on. I just found it. Funny enough, it's mostly this red color, which is the same as this scrap we're about to add on. But this looks to be almost finished, so I'm not sure how much of this yarn it's going to use. So I was able to perfectly finish off this scrap beanie using the little blue scrap that we had earlier. And this one came out looking super unique. I'm not sure how to feel about these colors together, but you know, it's still a beanie made and a scrap used up, so I like it. And now I'm going to start a 3rd one, but I won't get very far, just to use this skein up. Okay, so I just finished this last scrap of yarn. I'm a little under halfway with the beanie, so unfortunately I will have to put it back into a project bag until I acquire more beanie yarn, but we're now gonna move on to another project. I was just digging through my yarn and I found this blue scrap of blanket yarn, so I think I'm gonna make some plushies, maybe some octos or a whale. We'll see. Okay, so I'm back. I just finished this cute little stingray, and I do have a bit of scraps left, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with this, but I'm gonna look at YouTube for some patterns and I'll show you what I make. Okay, so I just finished. I made this little whale, and then I have a little bit of yarn left, but it's really not enough to make a whole nother project with. So I do have this scrappy blanket I've been working on for my dog, and I'm going to just add this on. Okay, I just finished with that. It didn't even get me an entire row, and so now I'm gonna go digging through my yarn and figure out what I'm gonna do next. I've decided that I want to continue with this little ocean thing that I have going on, so I want to make a shark, but I don't know if this color or this color would be better, so I'm gonna maybe do this color, and then if I like the pattern, I'll make another one. Okay, I'm just checking in. It's been around an hour, and so far I have the body done, and then the belly patch, the back fins, and then the dorsal fin. So I think I just have 2 more fins to crochet, and then I have to sew it all together. As far as yarn usage, I'm not making a dent on this since this was a brand new skein when I started, but this white is looking a little depleted, so I might, after I'm done with this, figure out something we could do with the white. I'm back. It's been around an hour and a half since I started this project. The pattern is by Loops and Knots Crochet on YouTube, and look at it, it's done. It's so cute. I absolutely love how it came out, and it was honestly really easy to make. It's a decent amount of sewing. You have to sew all the fins individually and the belly patch, but I love how it came out. I don't think I'm going to make one in this color right now, but I might later on another day, and right now I'm going to look for patterns to use for this guy. So I'm back. It's been about an hour. I did not finish the white yarn, but I made this jellyfish. It was from a pattern I found on YouTube. It was using like a normal weight yarn, like a 3 weight, and I decided to make it with bulky, so that they don't curl as much as I would have liked, but I still overall think that it came out really cute and I love the colors. I do, however, still have a good amount of this white left, but I also cracked into this teal cake that I found, and it's starting to get a little depleted as well. So I think I'm gonna try and find another pattern that I can use both these colors for, and I'll check back in with you guys. Okay, I'm back, and I didn't find a pattern to use both the colors. I decided I wanted to make a little Snoopy plush. I found the pattern on Pinterest, and I will try my best to remember to link it below, but I was able to finish the head base and then the body base, and then this is how much yarn's left. So I think I have another skein of white, but I'm going to grab that and finish the rest of this. I'm back. It's been a little bit, but I finished the Snoopy, sort of. I crocheted all the pieces. I just have not sewn them all together yet since it is quite a lot of pieces to sew. So again, here's our head, and then we have our body, we have our tail, we have our 2 feet, our 2 arms, our 2 ears, our nose, and our collar. As you can see, this is quite a lot of pieces to be sewing together, and I just don't really want to do that right now. So I'm gonna find something else to do, and I'll update you guys. So I just finished up this jellyfish here. I used an orange scrap along with some of my white skein to make it, and now I only have this much left of my orange, so I'm gonna add it to my blanket. I had to head out for a little bit, but I finished this orange scrap, added it onto the blanket. All in all, I'd say that today was a pretty good day. We started out the morning by making some beanies, so we got 3 of them done, 2 of them are scraps, and then we made a little stingray and a little whale, and then we moved on to making the shark. I really like this pattern, definitely gonna make one in the future. Came out super cute and really quickly. And then we made our 2 octos, and then all the parts for Snoopy, which I still need to assemble, but we'll get to that tomorrow. I almost forgot, we used up 10 skeins of yarn today, which brings our total for today and yesterday to 11. Morning everyone, it's currently 9 a.m. on January 3rd. I just went through my yarn stash and pulled out some plush yarns that we can use today. I think we're gonna have another plushie day just because they're so quick and fun to make. For all the yarns that I pulled out that are kind of smaller, we have a few like larger cakes in here, but overall I think we should be able to get through this and then maybe even possibly do some more, but I don't want to bite off more than I can choose. So I'm gonna look on Pinterest for some ideas and look for things that can use some of these colors up, and I'll be back. I decided that I'm gonna make some Junimos from Stardew Valley. I think that using these 5 colors here would be good. I don't know if this would be enough for another, and it also looks a little bit too dark, so I'll have to go back into my yarn stash later and see what greens we can have to work. But I'm just gonna freehand this pattern and I'll show you the finished result when I finish this guy. And I'm back. It's been around an hour. As you can see, we did not use up any of these yarns. However, this purple is really, really small. I don't know if there's enough to make another one, but I might try and worst case frog it. And then the green, I was able to get one of them out. I just made the base. I'll sew them up and add all the limbs whenever I have all the bases done. I'm not sure if I want to make more of these smaller ones. Maybe I will with, you know, at least the purple if I'm able to. I don't think this will make another. It'll probably just get added onto the blanket, and then I don't think this one's going to make one. But I might, with these 4 colors, try and make a larger size. But yeah, they're really easy. They took me around, like, I'd say 8 to 10 minutes for each base, and I was able to get 6 of them all done here. Quick little update, we were able to make a second purple one, and it like completely used up. This here is what was left of the skein of yarn, so I was very thankful that I won that game of yarn chicken. So I just freehanded this Junimo body, which, as you can see, likes to roll away, but it is a lot bigger. And it did use a good amount of yarn. I think there might be enough to make another of the large size, but I kind of want to play it safe and make a couple more smaller ones. So as you can see, this scrap has gotten pretty small. I made that big one, and then there are 3 little ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this onto the blanket. But while I'm working on the blanket, I'm also going to add this green scrap and this orange scrap right here. Okay, so now I have gotten pretty low on this yarn. It's going to be added to the blanket, but since orange was the last color I put on, I want to wait until I have some more scraps just so that there's some differences. But I used that to make a large Junimo body. So here is all of the Junimo bodies I've made so far today. We have 2 large ones, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 small ones. I'm getting a little tired of making circles, to be honest, so I'm gonna try and find another project to work on. Alright, so I haven't worked anymore on Junimos. I've decided that I want to take a break from that and work on a longer project and maybe watch some YouTube or a movie or start a new show. But I got 6 of these cotton yarns from Knit Pal. It's called Cotton to the Core, and this is I don't see a color name on here, which is kind of interesting, but it's a small, finer weight yarn. It's more red in person, showing up a little rusty on camera, but I think I'm gonna try and make a skirt. What I'm gonna do is pair it with this cotton yarn and make the waistband with the white, and then add the red cotton on for the body. So I've been sitting here at my desk. I'm gonna find something to watch on Netflix, but I'm gonna get started on this waistband. I'm gonna use a 4.5mm hook and probably single crochet or half double crochet into the back loop only for the width of the waistband, and maybe even add the occasional hole in case I want to later add like a drawstring when it stretches out. So I'm just gonna get started with that. I'm gonna freestyle this pattern and really like see where it takes me. So I've been watching The Haunted of Hill House. I'm not even done with episode 1, but I got my waistband finished. I did half double crochets, and after 5 rows I added a row with a hole in it so that I could thread a waistband through here, and then I went in with my 4.5 still and added single crochets wherever I could, And now I'm going to switch to a 6mm crochet hook and add 2 triple crochets into every single crochet. Okay, I'm back and I finished a skein of yarn. It didn't get me very far. I didn't even make it all of the second round, but I am now on episode 3 of my show and am gonna try and finish this skein of yarn. Okay, I'm now on episode 4 and I have finished another skein. We're making some progress. It's coming out a little more roughly than I would have liked, but I feel like the weight of the other skeins being added on might calm a little bit of it down. So I'm gonna tie on the next skein. In total, we were able to finish 17 skeins of yarn this week, which is really good considering that I only filmed 3 of the days, I believe. But 17 skeins of yarn is still quite impressive, so I'm hoping that we could keep up that streak with the next week. If you're still here, I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you in next week's video. Thank you. Bye-bye.